Well, why don't you take a look at this? Late last night, Ryan Grubb posted this on Twitter out of nowhere. Husky Nation, and I don't know why he typed this in all caps, but yeah, it is what it is. Let me know in the comment section, Bama fans, how do you feel about this? What do you think is going to happen? Me personally, here's my 2 cents. Good morning, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back at it like a crack addict. And like I've been telling you guys the past 24, 48 hours, we are getting constant updates on the situation with Alabama, not by the day, not by the morning, not by the night, but by the hour. It is that hectic and intense right now for Alabama, and let's be honest, there's a lot going on. You got the greatest head coach of all time, he's retiring, you're bringing in a new head coach, and now you don't have a defensive coordinator, you got players entering the portal left and right, you're trying to retain your players. It's a lot, okay? I get it. Even I'm getting overwhelmed with everything going on because if you're not paying attention and you're not following this closely, you're going to get lost. Fortunately enough for you guys, though, I try to dumb this down in the simplest way to understand and give you all the information and touch on the main points. And real quick, before we get into things here, I want to start this video by reading off this comment. I really like it. It's from Phil, so shout out to Phil, and I'm going to start reading it in the middle here. And let me give you some context. In this comment, his reply, he is referencing to in a video where I stated, winners win, losers lose. It's a slogan and a motto and really just a what would you call it? Yeah, I guess you just say a slogan I've been saying on the channel for years now. And I really like what Phil had to say here, so let's take a look at it. You just touched on winning and liking to always be around winners in life. My wife and I got married and started our estate planning law firm back in 2018. We have done well. We have a 32-foot sailboat in Dana Point Harbor in Orange County, Southern California. We thought about joining the big yacht club there. We considered the high monthly cost of doing it. My comment was, quote unquote, it's better be in the room with the most successful people possible, period. And my wife agreed to this. Winners are amazing people. You can learn from them, and if you're also a winner, they can learn from you. I spend plenty of time mentoring others about how to market their businesses, not because I want to be paid for doing it, but because I enjoy marketing and want to help them out. I'm going to say 2 things to that. Number 1, shout out to Phil. And number 2, where's my invite to go on the sailboat? To say that's awesome is an understatement. I love hearing about stories like that, and congrats on all the success to you and your wife. One thing I've learned in this life as I've slightly matured a little bit and gotten older is success is never a mistake. I can guarantee you Phil has worked extremely hard to get to the point of where he's at. And I know that some of you are sitting here saying, well, Matt, why did you share this comment? What was the point of this? This doesn't even involve football. And you're right, it doesn't. But I hope that somebody that's watching or listening out there, you can learn from this story. And oh yeah, by the way, I've been talking about this as well. Tonight, we got some snow coming my way in northern Alabama. As to how much snow we're going to get, I don't know. But for my area, shout out to 256, it's looking like we're going to get anywhere from 3 to 6 inches. To give you some context and perspective, that is a lot of snow for here, and we only get a big snowfall like that, I'd say, about once every 7 to 8 years. And I'm actually curious to see what happens the days after, because here's the tricky situation with all this, and really a bad situation with this snow coming in. Normally in Alabama, when it snows, it melts the next day because it doesn't stay cold here for long. But the problem with this is it's going to be so cold, not just Tuesday and Wednesday, but it is going to be bitter cold the next 7 days to come. So I'm curious to see how long northern Alabama is going to be shut down. I mean, it is going to be craziness here. They're already prepping the roads. And oh yeah, by the way, let me show you this picture. This was in one of my local grocery stores last night. This was in Publix. Everybody took all the bread. I was going there. I was like, all right, let me get ahead of the curve. I'm going to go Saturday night, get me some bread, get me some, get the stuff just in case winter storm comes and you get locked in the house for 3, 4, 5 days. And no, everybody took all the bread. The only bread you see left, that's that nasty wheat bread. I'll keep you guys updated on that, trust me. But for now, at least, it's looking like your boy Matt's about to get snowed in. Continuing along here, though, we got to talk about the breaking news that came out late last night. And I'm talking about extremely late. This was around midnight. Before I present you this information, though, I need to give you some context. Kalen Deboer is from Washington. Currently, Alabama does not have a defensive coordinator, but they do have an offensive coordinator in Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees is a fairly young guy, and there is some, I'd say, mixed feelings and emotions about him. I think the best way to put it is I think most people aren't sold on him quite just yet, but I was really pleased with how he called plays this year. I thought he did a heck of a job. For it being his first year as an offensive coordinator at Alabama with a new quarterback, I thought he did great. But here's the kicker with all that. Kalen Deboer really likes his offensive coordinator at Washington, Ryan Grubb. And there's been some rumors and speculations going around, that's all I'm going to call it. There's no validity to any of them that maybe, and this is just a maybe, that Deboer, he brings in Grubb to Alabama. Well, why don't you take a look at this? Late last night, Ryan Grubb posted this on Twitter out of nowhere. Husky Nation, and I don't know why he typed this in all caps, but yeah, it is what it is. Possible, not probable. The vision coming to Seattle was clear. What wasn't was how this family would come together and have the experience of a lifetime. Nothing would change that. This is all love. Though I wanted to be, and I will not be the next head coach at the University of Washington. So before we go any farther, you see it right there. He is stating, hey, I wanted to be the head coach at Washington, but I will not be. So I'm going to assume he applied or interviewed for the job and they turned him down. Let's continue along here, though. We'll talk about that in just a second. It would have been a dream to stay here and fight to maintain the standard that had been reestablished. I showed up every day early and stayed late gladly to fight for my family. And with the tears in my eyes, I know my last day in Husky Stadium has come. This program has blessed me with mentors like Jen Cohen and Chris Peterson. I leave blessed with their friendship. Seattle is the best. Husky fans are the best, even the ones that hate me sometimes. Always love, though. I know it's far from perfect, but know I sacrificed all I could to bring our best every week. The passion and love this city has is rare. And I'm so blessed to have been here. Thank you for all the support and belief you gave to me and my family. We will always love Seattle. To my players, I'm sorry I could not finish the fight. I love you. Go Dogs, Coach Grubb. Woo! Man, oh man, what y'all think about that? Ryan Grubbs, in other terms here, has announced he's leaving Washington. You know what I'm about to say next. Every single person was like, oh my gosh, they're freaking out saying, Ryan Grubbs, this is official. He's about to go to Alabama. He's about to team up with Kalen Deboer. But just like Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend. I wouldn't be quick to say that because I'm assuming that Ryan Grubb wants to be a head coach somewhere, and more than likely he will be a head coach somewhere. And also, you guys throw this out there for all these Alabama fans and just people stating, oh, he's going to be the new offensive coordinator at Alabama. Well, are you telling me you just expect Deboer to give Tommy Rees the boot that quick? And hey, I'm not saying you're wrong. Maybe he will, but I don't know. That seems a little far-fetched, at least in my humble opinion. And I also don't believe that Ryan Grubb is going to come to Alabama to be a quote-unquote analyst or anything less than an offensive coordinator. That ain't going to happen either. And here's my biggest question, and please enlighten me in the comment section. I'm not too familiar with Washington football, and I'm not too familiar with Ryan Grubb. I wonder why they wouldn't have gave him the job. I genuinely don't know, and I know a lot of you guys do, so please enlighten me in the comment section. I would love to hear what y'all got to say. I don't know, because what he pretty much said in this message is he wanted to be the head coach, but they didn't want him to be the head coach. You know what? I'm actually curious. Let's pull up Ryan Grubb's history here. Let's see where he's coached at and if there's any more ties to Kalen Deboer, just other than Washington. All right, pulling it up right here. He started his coaching career in 2003 through 2004. Okay, I see it right here. Sioux Falls. I assume that's when Deboer was there, right? Also see Fresno State and most recently Washington, so yeah, him and Deboer got a good relationship, I assume. Let me know in the comment section, Bama fans, how do you feel about this? What do you think is going to happen? Me personally, here's my 2 cents. I have a hard time believing that Ryan Grubb is going to come to Alabama, and I also have a hard time believing that Tommy Rees will not be the offensive coordinator next year. I believe Tommy Rees will be calling plays next year, and that's how I feel, but as y'all know, this could change by the hour. If we get any updates on this, you already know. You might as well have your notifications on because I'll be updating you guys nonstop. I'll be following that situation closely because I do think it's important. There's many more things I could say about everything going on. I'll leave it at this for now. I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know your thoughts down below. But